guys, welcome to another episode of The Hammer. This is episode 23. Today we are going to be talking about Apocalypse. We're going to be doing a Abaddon, the Despoiler, versus Logan, Grimnar. And we're also going to be doing the regular stuff like Shamehammer, news and rumors. We're going to talk about our campaign. So it's pretty much a full show. We haven't done one of those in a while. We kind of had a few short ones and stuff like that. Although we are doing our show earlier this week. But as always, I am here with Seb and Savage. Hey guys, how you going?
Yeah.
Oh yes, hello there, Internet. Oh, it's good to see you.
I think you just broke me.
I knew it was coming.
I did, but I broke you.
Awesome.
Okay. So, yeah. So that happened. Okay. So I'll kind of thrown out now. Okay, so how do we start this show again? Week in review. So, Seb, we'll go to you. You seem to be still pretty on it. So,
yeah. So I've had quite a busy week this week. I did a little bit more painting, just practicing on my Nurgle Chaos Warriors before I start doing my 40k stuff. So a little bit more greeny going on. I played Sarah's first ever game with her. We had a 500 points game. And she completely board wiped me, which was fun. And then yesterday we had a 750 points game, and I made a night of it, and I got to board wipe her back because the winds of the warp were in my favour for once.
sounds
And right
cool.
now, Savage and I are in the middle of something.
Yeah. And Bane, how are you doing?
Oh, hello there. I didn't see you there.
So what have you done this week? Apart from being a dick to everyone.
Well, that's pretty much it. We had our game for our campaign.
We did.
I guess we'll get to later when we talk about that more. We'll go into more detail. But other than that, nothing really.
Yeah, cool. Productive week.
Oh, no. I did have another game.
Oh, I switched to me. It's too late. No, okay. Go back to you.
I did have another game against Space Wolves.
Not
Not-
mine.
No. Another friend. Which I think I lost. I can't remember.
You did.
Pretty sure I did. Yeah. Probably. It's usually the way it goes. But yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Well, I've been pretty busy with my car, cleaning that up, and packing to move, which I'm moving today, which is why with the early show, I still need to pack up my computer and my desk, and that's about it. I did get my Death Corps of Krieg order for a client, and I have an unboxing video of that, which is pretty cool, so you should check that out. Speaking of videos, I'd like to do a shout out to one of the videos that we did last night, which was Dice Troop After Dark. So that is posted on the Dice Troop blog now, and that was a lot of fun. So you should definitely check that out and tune in next week. I think we're having one on Friday, and if you can, watch that live because we do a post-show kind of chat with whoever's watching. And that was extremely funny. In fact, people have told me that was actually better than the actual show. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not. But it was really fun. Things got crazy. 2 people took their shirts off. So but yeah.
It sounds wild.
I wasn't even there.
Yeah, you're probably still at work.
Probably.
But yeah. So moving on, I think we'll go before we get into our campaign. I think we'll throw it over to OG Seb, and his news and rumors.
Oakley dokley. So, yes, in the rumours, all the July things were released a little while ago, but they were all released today for pre-order, so we'll get to those when we get to those. So in Black Library news, there's the cover art for the upcoming Horus Heresy novel, Scar by Chris Wright, has been released. I'm not exactly sure where this came from. I kind of came across it on Tumblr, and I tried to find out a bit more about it. But yeah, there's going to be a Horus Heresy novel about the White Scars called Scar coming at some point in the future. I wish I had more to tell you on that. There's Blood in the Machine is a new Flesh Tearers Apocalypse audio drama up for pre-order. £15 for the CD and £6.50 for the MP3. Today I would teach you the meaning of wrath. I will kill 1,000 your filth breed before your blood dries on my gauntlets. It's from Gabby Seth, chapter master of the Flesh Tearers.
Why don't you just do audio dramas? You know,
I would love to do audio dramas. I'd have a lot of fun. Deep striking. So speaking of audio dramas, Path Forsaken by Rob Sanders is a new Eldar audio drama. Only available for MP3 download, as far as I'm aware at the moment. £6.50. The Path of the Eldar digital bundle has been released at £20. You get the 3 ebooks: Path of the Warrior, Path of the Seer, Path of the Outcast, which we've reviewed in a black book.
It's an Eldar bundle. Good enough.
We'll get to that in just a moment. Father Oscar and the short story Curse of Shadum or Shadom, as it could also possibly be. So yeah, that picture is now appropriate for the Karnak campaign, which are a bunch of short stories that have been released around as a trilogy around the new units. So you've got those are all for £1.50 each to download. You've got Night Spear, Necrons descend upon Karnak, and the Deathless Horde are coming across the verdant plains, and Illic Night Spear is there to kind of get rid of them. So obviously that's highlighting the new Illic Night Spear model. You've got Sky Hunter, which is all about the Crimson Hunter's new model, and Spirit War, which, as you can imagine, is about Wraith Lords and Wraith Knights and all that sort of good stuff. The Eldar Codex has gone...
Give Games Workshop more money so you can read about stuff that you should probably already get in your codex.
But they are stories though. These are actually stories. These aren't like the Monotorum like things. I think these actually have some.
I still just don't know how I feel about it. You know, it's like obviously they're only releasing them to pump you up enough to buy the damn models. You know,
but you get to do everything now. You can have a limited edition Eldar Codex to go with your Codex, and a limited edition Lyandon to go with the Lyandon. Then you have the short stories to go with them, and the books to go with them, and the Monotorums, and then all the new models. Like, you could just Eldar while you Eldar.
Would you?
What more could you ask for?
Control with that.
So the Eldar Digital Codex is £19.99 English sterling pounds. It's the first Codex to go on to Android. And they've also released the Eldar Psychic Powers ebook for £2.99. And the picture that we actually got up is the digital Eldar Codex bundle, which is £24, which contains the ebook Eldar Codex as well as the Karnak campaign, which is those 3 short stories I mentioned a moment ago, which is exciting stuff. So then we move on to supplements. First we had the Lion Codex supplement, and it looks like we're going to see a few more. Apparently there will be a second Craftworld Codex either coming this year or next year. A White Skies supplement has also been rumoured to be coming along with the Space Marines Codex released in September. There's also reviews on the Tyranids. The Tyranids hit this week with news that Tyranids are coming after Space Marines, putting them in the November-December timeframe. The rumours also indicate that a large plastic monstrous creature, which makes sense with both Tau and Eldar receiving a new big kit, so look for something like that. We have said in the past it could be this Dominatrix thing, so there's a chance it could be that. Specifically, the new kit is said to be sized in comparison to a Tyrannifex or a Wraith Knight to a Wraith Lord, if that makes sense, that sort of comparison. It also looks like Tyranids might have an ally supplement. They could be a Gene Stealer cult supplement, so they could well be on their way back. So I know lots of people will be rejoicing about that. Also, because there was the Games Workshop tournament that allowed Gene Stealer cults and had special stuff, so that's all kind of starting to snowball and looks like it's going to happen. I also think there was a tournament in Sweden that allowed Tyranids to take Tyranids as allies in tournaments, because just no one could be allies with Tyranids. Like, I don't know. How do you guys feel about the fact that the Tyranids have no friends?
Well, they don't deserve friends. They eat everyone. They don't like. It doesn't make sense for them to have allies, and I don't really think they need them. Like, not everyone needs allies. And if it doesn't make
Even
sense, then like, who's gonna ally with Tyranids?
Tyranids.
Orcs. 'Cause they're dumb. No. No. But even some of the allies don't make sense. Like, what is it? Blood Angels and Necrons. Like, it was in one story, and then.
Yeah,
But now
it was in
they're
one
always
story,
bros.
So.
Yeah, but now they're
if
always
it's in
bros.
one story, then you have to, because then people would be
think-
like, but they've done it in the past. Why couldn't they do it again?
So they're like actual bros.
They're
Or
not bros.
like what level? Say what?
They were fighting each other, and then I think the Tyranids attacked, and then the only way for them both to survive was to join forces.
Okay, so yeah, so it is a proper out of desperate need.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, like, I don't know, this seems to split people down the middle. People seem to think that Allies is a really big push for part of 6th edition, so they maybe want Tyranids to have them too. And everyone's happy to have Genestealers back, because there has been campaigns and all sorts.
Yeah.
Bring back the cults.
I don't think that, honestly, that allies are a deal as people make them out to be. I mean, I haven't used allies in for a long time now, so it hasn't affected me at all. In fact, I think sometimes when you bring allies, it weakens your army.
But yeah, no, I can see that.
I mean, Savage, what do you think?
Yeah, you definitely need to have like a bigger points game to really benefit from allies. Because like, I was in my game a couple of weeks ago now. I had allied Imperial Guard with Chaos, and even that, like the allies were almost 500 points, and it's 1500 point game. So
yeah, because it's not like your allied choice can be part of your troop choice. It's you still have to have your two troop choices, then you get your allies, and you need to get another HQ and a troop choice. So in the one list, having to buy 2 HQs and 3 troop. So you're almost taking away from your main force. It's kind of ridiculous, especially when let's say you want Imperial Guard because you want access to Vendetta, or you want access to, I don't know, some tank. Well, you still got to buy a troop choice and an HQ choice, and I don't know. That's my opinion on the allies matter, and I think Tyranids don't need it. I played Tyranids in 6th edition. I didn't feel like, I need some allies, but like I've said in the past, give us more stuff. I'm not going to complain with more stuff.
You love
will.
all the stuff.
Yeah, I can complain about it, but I'm not going to complain that they're giving it to me. Well, letting me buy it.
The two aren't necessarily mutually exclusive, though. Yeah.
oh, they're giving it to you with the price.
Shall we move? I think we'll move on. Space Marines.
I did play Guard and take Grey Knight allies, actually.
All has become butts. So, yeah. So, Space Marine news now. There are rumours.
Wait, don't say that.
Space Marines.
Copyright.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Adeptus and
Marines
Astartes.
in space.
Marines in space. Yes, Marines in space. There are rumours of new Marines in space giant walker, which is said. Imagine the kind Marines in space dreadnought was the mummy, and the Contemptor was the daddy, and the kid was enormous. So that would be interesting. And we also have some pictures of the new Finecast Resin Apocalypse people, the captains of the chapter support companies. So we've got the and these are supposed to be combining with the original Apocalypse Master of the Chapter set. So if you have all of them, you can have almost the entire command staff for the entire chapter, which is kind of epic. So you got the Master of Relics, the commander of the Devastator Company, an expert at long-range engagements. The Master of Marches is in charge of deployment of Chapter's Marines, and as well as leading the company into battle. The Lord Executioner, who is commander of the assault companies. So yeah, I know we had a bit of an interesting chat about these earlier. People are people aren't sure. The Executioner does look pretty sweet. But Toxic, you were saying, why is the Marches guy out there?
Why is half of them out there? Like, they don't even have weapons. They like a pistol. Like, I want to know what rules they kind of do. I mean, I like the models. They're just kind of a little bit strange. But I love the Executioner guy.
It looks like they're going to be changing combat tactics. So yeah, you maybe made a play Raven Guard without Shrike or Salamanders without Vulcan. Special characters. So yeah, there also looks like they're going to be getting 2 supplement codexes by the end of 2013. And Ultramarines aren't going to be the main focus of the Space Marines anymore. Instead, the pages will be representing. Instead, the pages describe the book representing any of the founding chapters, and many of the founding chapters as well, were converted to follow the Codex Astartes. Outside the overabundance of Ultramarine special characters, it's not their book anymore, which means it leaves things open for them getting dedicated supplements as well. So maybe Ultramarine supplement, that'd be interesting. So yeah, we shall see. And there's also going to be some Rhino variants. There's going to be some info regarding the upcoming, So they included Rhino, a Command Rhino, a Medic Rhino, and an Armoured Recovery Rhino. Each of these can be purchased as upgrades for the basic Rhino and provide enhancements for their Space Marine squad. Dreadnoughts provide bonuses to nearby units owing to their inspiring presence, and these developments are in line with the design philosophy behind the new Codex to promote synergy between units to increase their tactical depth of Space Marines. So that, sounds like Space Marines are going to get a lot more tech with the new Codex and stuff. So, how do you guys feel about that? And also, any more thoughts of these guys, if you have any?
I don't know. I mean, I think Space Marines do need a little boost to kind of separate them, because right now it's kind of the way I see them is like, if you want to play Space Marines, like, they're a little boring compared to, Space Wolves, Blood Angels, and all that. It's like, they really are vanilla. So I think something else to add to them is definitely what they need.
Like a supplement that costs the same as Codex.
Yeah, and like just on like the whatchamacallums again, it was like, like I get they're meant to be like, the more sit back and command guys, but I mean in Space Marine fluff, like, you never really hear about the guys that kind of sit back and just issue like marching orders, like left, right. It's like, it just seems kind of weird to me, as all. You hear about their like, commanders leading from the front, destroying things, and it just seems a little odd. I mean, all the other guys have like, masters of whatever they're like, master of the fleet, and all those guys, they've got, thunder hammers and axes and stuff like that, and then you got these guys with canes and and microphones.
Pen is mightier than the sword.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Every time I say something, it's just like a pause. Like, I don't know if it's going through or like it's just mumbled or something, because it's just like dead silence.
We're just waiting for the innuendo afterwards.
Dick. Better? We good?
Yeah.
I'll just add dick to the end of every sentence now. I'm guaranteed to get a response then.
Alright, so let's get through the rest of these news and rumors, shall we?
Okay, so supplements. There should be at least 2 supplements by the end of 2013 for Space Marines. So White Squads could very well be one of those. And for the Blood Angels and Space Wolves players, fear not, you'll be getting a full Codex support and not just supplements, apparently. So, are you excited about getting a full Codex? Probably.
Yeah, eventually. When
Eventually.
when it comes around to it.
Yeah. It also looks like there's going to be a Farsight Enclave supplement for the Tau as well. It looks like it's going to be July for Tau. So it looks very exciting. Apparently, there's more of that about that in White Dwarf. And that brings us on to Forge World. Now, like I've been checking Forge World all throughout the week, and I was thinking Forge World maybe haven't kept up, but no, they have. They are on it. So we have a Hecaton Aeacos Minotaur's Contemptor Dreadnought, price of 48 English pounds. The ornate pattern dreadnought known as the Hecaton Aeacos has been identified by distinct heraldry in a number of Minotaur's chapters. So this is stuff for the new Fall of Orpheus Imperial Armor 12. So that's been designed by Israel Gonzalez and is a multi-part plastic kit. They also have the Legion Tartarus Terminators.
It's a multi-part plastic kit.
That's weird. Multi-part resin kit. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, sorry. Multi-part resin kit. I just so used to really multi-part plastic.
Games Workshop has brainwashed you.
Yeah, they have. Well, I just don't allow myself to spend 412 money. I haven't quite got the cash, the credits to floss. So Legion Tartarus Terminators. These are arguably the most advanced types of dreadnought armor. Sorry?
Tartar sauce.
Oh God. So yes, these are new. They go with the Mark IV Maximus Power Armor Tactical Dreadnought. They are £33 and come with no weapons. Haha, good times. So what you need to get with them is the Legion Tartarus Terminator Special Weapon Set, £16, giving you 2 sets of Lightning Claws, 2 Thunder Hammers, a Power Sword, a Power Maul, 2 Chain Fists, Plasma Bolter, and Twin-Linked Autocannon, and a Hemi Flamer. Oh, and 2 combi weapons of varying types. So that's to kit them out. You've also got the Terminator Power Axe set for £12, which kits them out with power axes and stuff. And then the Terminator Power Fist set, which is another £12, and that sorts them out with lots of power fists and a couple of chain fists. Good times. So well done, Forge for keeping up and getting some of that Full of Orpheus stuff out. So to be honest, that kind of is the rumours for this week, because we have more rumours and things and bits and bobs, but they're going to be part of the Apocalypse main subject.
Yeah, so before we go into our main topic, which is we'll kind of discuss the Apocalypse release before it's kind of released, but we're going to talk about our campaign that we kind of talked about last week, and we've kind of done our first round of our campaign. So I'll switch over to our campaign map, if I can find it. There we go. So we showed you guys this last week. So currently, Savage and Seb are fighting over the moon, the orbital, battery station. Basically, giant cannon on the moon. So they're actually currently mid-game as we speak. So, and Savage and I have already played our game, and that fight was down at the bottom of the map. You can see over the command station down there. I managed to win that game with a Space Wolf drop pod strike. However, I did fail my roll on actually capturing the tile, so the Chaos managed to hold the tile even though they lost the game, which is unfortunate for me. The only difference currently in the that we're going to do for round 2 is that instead of declaring the tiles that we're going to attack, everyone is just going to verse everyone, and then whoever you beat, you get to pick a tile of theirs to try and take it over, and I think it'll make the campaign go a lot smoother.
So with that, are we still going to be doing the objectives, or just the winner of the battle?
It's just going to be whatever objective you roll.
Mm-hmm.
So, Savage, anything you want to say about our game that we had?
Nope.
What about that 60 cultist battle against Logan, Grimnar, and 4 Terminators?
That was pretty good.
Yeah. You want to kind of explain how that happened?
Well, I rolled my assault and I assaulted them.
God, you're just horrible. How many fucking episodes have you been in this show?
I don't like it when Mummy and Daddy fight.
You go to your room. No, my cultist champion had to challenge.
Yeah, so basically
Logan Grimnar.
Logan Grimnar and some Terminators dropped down right in the middle of some cultists, 60 cultists. They walk out of their drop pod. They have to wait a turn before assaulting, obviously, because they deep striked. So they're just sitting around. The cultists decide not to, get charged. That they'll take the initiative, and 2 squads of 30, a couple casualties in each squad, charged
I think
out.
it's like 40-ish.
I think it was a little bit more than that. It was like whatever it was. It was probably between 40 and 50 cultists charged 5 Terminators. The cultist had like 99 attacks, did about 23 wounds, something like that.
Yeah.
And I failed 2 saves, so they dropped 2 Terminators, and then the Terminators killed about 9 cultists. So the Terminators won the combat, and both of the cultist squads fell back, and I think that's really where the game kind of turned, because before that you had these big giant cultist units that could have captured objectives, but as soon as they started fleeing, they never really regrouped and kind of just ran to their doom.
Yeah.
I think that was really the turning point, was that I passed so many Terminator saves.
I think the real turning point was when you landed your drop pods right in front of my Vindicators.
Yeah, because I just kind of shut down the Vindicators. But again, that was kind of trading, just unit for unit, because like at the same time, yeah, I shut down your Vindicators, but my Dreadnought really didn't do anything apart from that, because they were so spread out. But yeah, it was a nice game, because it was really kind of fun playing in such close confined areas with the drop pods just landing all around the Chaos guys.
Yeah, we had a 6x4 table, and we used probably like
your deployment zone, which was like 12 inches.
12 inches.
Yeah. So about 24, 12, whatever. It was around that. So
yeah, I think it's 12.
You guys' game is currently going. How was
I'm just about to be starting turn 3. I was just while you were saying that, I was just reviewing the battlefield. It's going okay. We both got our Helldrakes out now, so I'm just terrified that because I've got so many fewer cultists than he has. Although I'm hopefully going to getting my Lord and Terminators out of the Land Raider and amongst them soon, hopefully. So we shall see. But he also mobbed me again like he did you, with 2 sets of cultists, giving him 118 attacks. But luckily only 12 wounds, but slaughtering all my spawns.
Only 12 wounds against something that didn't have an armor save.
But yeah,
well, only 12 wounds of 118. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's like, how do you deal with 90 cultists? Like, I had like 4 flame templates, I had 2 large blast templates, and I killed most of the cultists by letting them run away. Like, how do you deal with that? It's just because you get too close, they're gonna charge you, and that's bad news. You take them from range, and they can still shoot at you and get like 30 shots on you, and then charge you. It's really difficult to deal with. And I think a luck goes with that. Like 23 saves or something like that I had to make, or it was something ridiculous. And I failed 2. That was pretty lucky on that saves. Like, they probably should have died. Or, no, Logan would have been left.
Yeah.
But yeah. So any other words on the campaign before we move on?
I want savage off my bloody moon. That's what I want to say.
You mean my moon?
Yeah. So next week we'll kind of discuss again what's happening in our campaign. You'll find out who wins the moon, or maybe one person will win and fail their roll like I did, and no one will capture anything. So find out next week, I guess. So we'll move on to our main topic, which is the Apocalypse release. Obviously, if you haven't noticed by now, Games Workshop is releasing a new edition of Apocalypse, and they're also releasing a few new kits with that, and a whole lot of one-click collections, but Seb will love to tell you about that later on in the show. So, Seb, what do we have here? We'll start off with a video. What do you have for us? Which one do you want me to play first?
Should we start with Insanity? Yeah, that was the second one they released, slightly better than the Snorefest. That was the first one.
So Insanity. I'll see if I can find it. Here we go.
Oh, we're watching this one? Are you kidding me?
Okay, so obviously we know now that that video was for Apocalypse. Obviously.
We'll start you nice and early. Otherwise, we'll ease into it.
So do we want to like show some of the stuff, or do we want to go through all the videos first? We got 2 more.
Well, it's up to you. They're all very short.
Okay, so let's go next. We'll go survival.
So yeah, Survivor's not a birthright.
So here we go.
A bit of Imperial Guard
This
action.
is the one that I like. It's just so.
Rain effect makes me so happy.
The models look really kind of dodgily painted in this effect. I don't know. It's just like bad camera angle or something like that, but it's the lighting.
Especially the Marshall.
It just looks really bland.
It's probably just the rain on the models.
I'm tempted just to look at parody and just get some old Imperial Guard models, just toss them out in the rain.
Play some depressing music.
Yeah. Okay,
But
so
the thing is, like they've animated the rain and animated the rain bouncing off the models. It's just like that was someone's job. That's kind of like quite depressing.
I guess we'll quickly get through the last one here. What's the last one about? The
So
one is the
we've
game
resorted
edition.
to torturing our viewers now.
here we go. I haven't seen this one yet. Oh shit.
Whoa, shit! It only just came up for me.
All jokes aside, I do like this case.
It's giving me a perilous magnitude.
It has a teleporting feature in it, so just teleport your own and you're done.
I wish it went whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh, come on, are you kidding me? You have to show all the slides. I mean, jokes aside, I do like that, I do like that. Let's have actually, we'll go to the Gamers Edition and the Collector's Edition, and we'll do that now. So this is the Gamers Edition, which is the Apocalypse book and the case for like tanks and monstrous creatures and stuff like that. It's what, $250 US dollars,
Yep, 150 sterling pounds.
and you're probably looking at what, 350, 400 in Australia.
I don't think it was that much. I'm just jumping on the site now.
All right, because it's not as bad anymore. They just raise American prices.
It's 270 Australian. Wow,
Shit.
that what's ridiculous is the collector's edition is $270 and the gamer's edition is $270.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah, they're
same
both
price
the same
everywhere.
price.
Oh, okay.
So this is a collector's edition, which is a whole bunch of junk, but it's cool looking junk, right? I mean, that's a nice looking box.
It's the ultimate sort of collector's edition thing. Like I've got so many collector's edition games of like Xbox games and stuff, and there's something inside me that desperately wants all that stuff, even though I'm probably never going to play Apocalypse, but I just need it.
I'm so over collector's editions. Like I used to get, I'll pre-order the game so I can get all the collector's edition stuff. But half the time I'll like pre-order the game and then I won't like it. And then I'm stuck with a whole bunch of like merchandise from a game I don't even like. Like
you can always sell collector's edition stuff.
Well, I got the collector's edition stuff for what's that game? Dishonored. And I mean, apparently it's a good game. I didn't like it. But now I've got like Dishonored tarot cards and stuff like that. And it's just, I'm done. So I'm kind of over collector's editions because, am I gonna? Because I mean, the actual book is $70, which I'm probably not gonna get anyway. Do I really want to pay, $250 for the book and all this junk? I'm not.
But you can be one of 1,500 people with your leatherette bound A5 edition of the book.
1,500 dickheads that pre-ordered that thing, or
it's crafted in the style of a book of ecclesiastic prayer. What could you want? And we would like to apologise to any of our viewers who Toxic is just called a dickhead.
It's your fault that they keep doing it if you keep buying it.
Is it 1,500 per country or is it 1,500 all over?
I think it will be. I don't know. That's
I would
kind of
imagine it's
interesting.
1,500 full stop. I'm not entirely sure.
Because
The Space Bible.
Space Bibles are extra. But all jokes aside, this, I think, is quite different to the limited edition codex that will be coming out. Because the limited edition codex have had not really anything like the Tau had a shiny cover, and the Eldar had a shiny cover, and you got the letters with the demons and the Dark Angels. But, like, this is proper collector's edition, limited edition stuff, rather than just, buy more because it's a bit shinier. Do you mean?
well, because this is $120 more as well.
I can agree. I just think the price, like, what are you getting? A few books and some cards in a box? And they play on the whole limited side. It's like, am I paying for the limitedness of it? I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm being way too negative for this. And it's like there's really nothing wrong with them doing limited editions. If people want it, then go for it. Like, if you're happy with spending that money on it, then who am I to say like you shouldn't be doing it? But at the same time,
we will just judge you on the internet.
Well, but at the same time, I look at this and I'm like, just buy your Apocalypse book. What does this even have to do with Apocalypse? Like, I would rather buy a collector's edition Apocalypse thing that gave me like a limited edition Apocalypse model, or something I'm gonna use in Apocalypse. What am I gonna use with any of that stuff? Maybe the cards. I don't know what they are. But
to rub it in your friends' faces that they don't have one.
The cards, the formation cards, inscribed in the index, detestatum.
Well, I guess I can use those.
There's 63 elegant black strategic asset cards as well. Double-sided Concertina edition of the miniature showcase, entitled Pluvians, Fighting Formations and Engines of War, N74 and N41. 2 Warzone compendiums containing backstory and additional information for the Wars of Armageddon and Pandorax, but like in style of dossiers. Yeah, so that's what you're getting.
But Seb, like, would you rather that, or would you rather pay $250, get a nice case with, say, some limited edition templates, a limited edition tape measure, and maybe some limited edition dice? Would you rather that, or would you rather that box with those books and everything like that?
Well, where I'm still kind of a noob and I don't see myself moving stuff about that much at the moment, I'm going to have to say collectors because it's beautiful. But if I was properly a proper gamer and I was going to tournaments, I was going to people's houses and doing stuff like that, like if I wasn't the retarded shut-in that I am, like, I would definitely go for the the vortex grenade box, because it's kind of awesome that it's a vortex grenade box in itself, like as well as being awesome.
Well, let's go instead of like make believe, like fanboy cases. Go. Which one would you, out of the 2 special editions? Which one would you actually go?
I would definitely go the Gamers Edition because I'm going to use the case.
I'd go the case as well.
But I can see it from Seb's point of view. Is like if he's not going to use the case, but he can make up a little pretty display for his books and box, and sit at home and just look at it.
I don't think I've got enough shelves. All my shelves are full.
We're gonna have to throw some stuff away. Just throw it on the ground.
You have to make some more shelves.
But yeah, I mean, I love that case. Like, if they just had that case for sale separately, I'd probably buy it. Not right now, but eventually, I'd probably just get one for the sake of having one. Because I do need a case. Because that's one thing that I am lacking, is a case that I can put my monstrous creatures and tanks in.
See, if you're gonna go, a case like that, I would get the case which I already actually got, which is like the red special edition case.
But that's just the case where they already give you the foam trays for your little infantry, right?
You get one tray. You get 3 sheets of infantry and one big square one, which you can pull out to put in like tanks and monstrous creatures.
So it's the same thing as the one I have in black, but instead of having 6 trays of infantry, it's 3 and monstrous creature.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that one. That's cool.
Yeah.
But
I got that one.
It doesn't look like that. I mean, that case looks awesome.
Yeah, that case looks cool. But if you're like just getting it for the case, you're not going to use the Apocalypse. I'd go the other case.
Well, yeah. It's
as John's saying in chat line, I've definitely heard a lot of good stuff about the battle foam, but I'm not quite sure how much more those boxes are.
I like battle foam. Like, I love battle foam, but I hate the person that runs battle foam.
Yeah.
And that's enough to not let me, like, not make me buy it. That, like, what's his name, Romeo or whatever? Like,
yeah.
He ruined 40k radio for me.
Yeah.
There's some Australian solidarity going on in the chat room.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with Toxic. It's
that's enough to not make me buy battle foam. And at the same time, Games Workshop cases, they're not as good, but they are a lot cheaper.
And the fact that they actually like 40k and don't just diss it, even though the whole company is based around it.
Okay, we're getting in a tangent rant here, but I mean,
hang on.
What?
So it's a company that's based around a thing that's all based around 40k that hates 40k. Isn't that what we are?
It's not that. It's like
it's a love-hate thing for us.
The thing that annoys me is that battle foam bags can be used for any miniatures game. Like, that's not the problem. The thing is, he brought 40k radio, right? A 40k podcast, and then he basically just doesn't like 40k, rips Games Workshop more than us, and then basically just talks about War Machine and Hordes. Well, when I was watching it. So,
okay,
it's just, if you're gonna buy a podcast or whatever, and you don't like 40k, then don't fucking be on it. Get someone that's gonna like 40k. We talk about Warhammer and we talk about 40k, and we might not like Games Workshop, but we all like 40k and we all like fantasy. Well, we like fantasy, we just don't play it as much.
I was just literally bidding on a model as we're talking, so yeah, we're into it.
Yeah, like it's like us, but without like the enjoyment of the game. You just
there's a lot less butts, Terminators, and/or penis tanks.
But anyway, this is
none of that.
We're just getting way off topic here, so I guess we'll.
So back to the Apocalypse edition. So just
let's click on a random picture so we can.
Well, just sort of mentioned we did mention the games. We talked about the game edition quite a lot. There are only 3,000 of those apparently, though. So yeah, get them quickly if you want them.
Okay, what else do we have here?
Right, so
we
can go on to Strain?
Here's the book itself. So you've got you got the new corn guy, the lawnmower of corn.
You talk about him like that.
Nice looking book, kept with the style of like 6th edition, you know, same type of colors. I mean, there's not much to say about that, really. Anyone?
No, it's a book.
No, it's a fairly pretty picture. I wish it didn't have the ridiculous model on the front. Sorry,
What
Savage,
did you say, sir?
And then
What'd you say?
we have
just about covering the corn.
extensions to the wall of martyrs or whatever it's called, Materis, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to have a little chat about terrain. Apparently, there's even going to be race-specific terrain that could even be coming for Apocalypse for other sort of that aren't just Imperial and generic stuff. Could be coming in Q2 of 2004, 2014. Sorry. But yeah, we've got the pictures of the current terrain that's just been come out for pre-order today. With the Vengeance weapons battery, the Firestorm readout, and the Aquila Strongpoint, which go along and add to the Wall of Martyrs.
Yeah, I mean, I like these pieces, but I can't see myself using them because I don't really play much Apocalypse, and when I do, it's in a group situation where it's not my terrain, so I can't see myself using them unless I can use it in an actual game of just 40k. But I mean, they look nice.
It does say the rules for 40k and Apocalypse are included in the box.
Okay, so you can actually. Well, the thing that I want to use them for is the top one. I can't remember what it's called, but I want to take that off and use it as like some sort of turret for a tank, and just have this really ornate kind of tank turret.
That'd be actually pretty cool. Like a Bane Blade or something like that.
Like a Bane Blade or like a Vindicator or something like that. Just anything really. Like I think that'd be kind of cool.
What I liked, I know Seb doesn't like it too much, but like one of the one-click collections. Like I'm not liking the collection. I just like what it had in it. Like how it was set up was you got the Realm of Battle board.
Okay, I think
and
I'm
then
gonna
you
picture
got
this
like
one actually. If it's is it this one here? The
give it a second.
Of all the terrain, the Realm of Battle board, and you got the
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one I actually like because like it just gives you a board and a heap of terrain. Like it's not for everyone, but like if they did more stuff like that, that would be cool.
Well, that's the hard thing about these one-click collections, because you look at them and you're like, that's cool. Like that's a cool little pack to buy. You know, you get this, you get all that. But then at the same time, you're like, but you're not saving anything, so it's hard to like them. Like if you were just saving even just $50 or something like that, you know, you'd be like, well, that's kind of cool, you know. But I mean, when you're not saving anything, it's hard to like these collections. But again,
It's like, even if it was $5, like that'd still be something.
Yeah, I mean, $5 is little. When what's this thing gonna throw you back? Like
2117 Australian.
Yeah. If you're only saving $5 on that.
It's £981.
Even $50 is not enough. But anyway, the point still stands. Is, you know, they have these. Well, I mean, we'll talk about the one-click collections again. So we'll move on to this guy. I know Savage and some other, you know, con players like this thing, but I haven't met anyone that doesn't play, any player that like doesn't play Chaos that likes this guy.
See, I know it's an ugly model, but I think it's like it's just that ugly that it's
cool.
Good. You know? Yeah, like it's just chaotically ugly or chaotically beautiful. I don't know. The 360 view doesn't really add much to it, though.
No, I think that's what we were kind of thinking, like, because I'll look at it and I'll take the 360 view and I'll be like, that's cool. And then I see the big transformer on the front, and I'm like, no, I want to remove him and put a tank turret. I want to get the Baneblade turret and just put that on the front.
Well, see, you can change that guy's head as well. He does
I
have
don't care about the head. I just want the whole body gone. I think it looks, to me, it looks ridiculous, and I would rather just have a tank turret on the front.
Yeah, like
Seb.
Don't say it.
Can't.
Don't.
I play Chaos, but I think it looks ridiculous. Like I just.
Well,
I'm
then
just
you're not true Chaos.
Oh yeah, you were into it before me, and you're cool.
I was
So
into Chaos
I don't
before it was
care.
cool. No.
Yeah, but like I don't know, it just no, just no. But essentially, is all I have to say. Like, I just like there was a picture you vlogged the other day of it looking like the kids truck toy thing, which is so
Yeah,
ridiculously
like
true.
Tucker the talking truck bot or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
I
I
think it looks
just I
like a
can't.
lawnmower, but maybe I just have a weird looking lawnmower.
It's a chaotic Mr. Plow.
But I think we all agree that this one looks pretty cool. The Necron's super heavy. There's two versions of this. You can make it open and close, and I believe it's actually two different models technically. Like
Yeah,
there's
so
the
another
obelisk
dual
and
build.
the
Yeah.
bolt. I chose to use this picture because I think everyone can imagine what it's going to look like closed. It's going to look like a big monolith.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I mean, my favorite part is the Citan or Catan or whatever you call the guys in the inside. I love the Citan shard that's inside it, and I just want that model. So I think I'm gonna see if I can pick up, just because I know you can use it separately if you build the obelisk. So I'll be seeing if I can pick up that guy just separately.
I like the
definitely
one.
good looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that's open is better than the closed one
Definitely, because the other one just looks like a big monolith.
yeah, and it's on a flying stand. It just looks horrendous. But that one looks cool.
I think that there's definitely some possible like conversions and basing things you could do with the Catan as well for demons or various other things you could. If you know what I mean, like he could definitely be converted rather interestingly. I think to be some kind of demon prince. Like I used to have a beautiful demon prince of Slanesh, which was made out of the Nightbringer. I wish I still had that, but yeah, so that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a cool model. And I will definitely be seeing if I can pick that guy up at some point. So I think that's about all Apocalypse stuff. And before we go into, usually we would go into, no, it's Shamehammer next, isn't it? So
Yeah.
So Shamehammer kind of leads on from that, and Seb brought this up, and I think we definitely agree. And it's the amount of one-click collections that, I mean, we've talked about one-click collections before, and how they're basically bundles that Games Workshop offers you without a discount, and their whole idea is that, well, you get all this stuff and you don't have to go through the whole website sending them to your basket and stuff, which is like a cheeky business practice. Like, you know, it's, and that the word cheeky kind of makes it sound like it's not that bad. I mean, it's horrible. Seb, fill us in on how many there are.
There currently are 75 separate formations, as they're being called, for Apocalypse, of these one-click collections. There are at least 1 to 3 of every race and every army that there are. There's one for obviously we've already mentioned, for all the terrain. We've got I think we've got a few pictures of them, and there's a few like they're just everything. Just lots of just everything that you can buy together. Like for instance, there's just what the freaking so there's the chaos, and you've got all the just loads of stuff, and there's one of just all the chaos bad guys. Like, just why? Like, you're probably not going to want all of them. I just don't understand. It just makes me so angry. Like, you think it's going to be cheap. You think at least there is not a limited time for this one. Like, these are going to be there for however long they are. And yeah, it makes it easier. It's a bit like the ones you get in White Dwarf are kind of more interesting because like you can see how they go in the battle report and see if you just want to buy that lot straight out, which is one thing. But just being like, yeah, buy all of these one-kit collections and be convinced that they're going to be something good for you. And like, yeah, I just no.
I don't think I've ever seen you that mad before. Even you're even madder now than you were when you got like smudges on your book cover or something like that. I don't know.
But it's just, I feel like it's because some people don't know. Every time we talk about one-click collections, we say it's a shame that some people don't know, and some people are convinced or are being taken in by the fact that they're saving money,
Hmm.
and they're just not.
Well,
I feel like we need to hack the radio and the TV and be like, don't buy them unless you're going to spend all that money anyway.
yeah, well, I can admit that I was in the Games Workshop when War of the Ring was coming out. I think it was like the second rule set for the Lord of the Rings game, which I still, side note, I think is an amazing rule set for the Lord of the Rings game. But besides that, they had this like little pamphlet and they gave it out to everyone in the store, and it had bundles and prices. I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, that's not bad. I would consider buying that when it comes out. You know, I need to get an army for it anyway. I'll consider buying that. So I'm walking back to the train because at the time, you know, I was taking the train back and forth, and I'm going over the prices in my head, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm crunching numbers, and all of a sudden I'm like, those bastards, they tricked me. It's the same price. I'm not saving anything. And here's me thinking I'm getting a good deal, and I'm not. And I didn't pay any money for it, but I reserved a copy of the rules and all that. And after that, I don't think I went to that store maybe a couple times after that. I didn't pick up the book. I didn't play War of the Ring. That had done it for me. Like, and it comes up again. I was in the same store later on, a few years later, when something else came up, and they were having all these things.
When you'd forgiven them.
Well, I still haven't forgiven them, but when it comes out and they have these bundles, and I say, you're not saving anything. There's no incentive to buy these bundles, and they're like, well, it's not a bundle. It's a suggestion. And that's when I stopped going to the store.
It's a pretty serious suggestion.
It's like that. They said they're not bundles; these are just suggestions for people to buy. Well,
Games Workshop politely suggests you give us all your money.
Yeah, why don't you just like have like a thing at the front of the store instead of like, you know, where you can like put like your business card in, like win the competition. It's like just put your credit card in. You don't win anything. We'll just max it out for you. It's
True story.
It's ridiculous, honestly. It makes me mad just thinking about it, that people will see these and think they're saving money and buy them, and it just makes me mad that, you know, they're not giving us some sort of deal because we're buying it all at once. And
don't get me wrong, if I was winning the lottery tomorrow, I would buy a bunch of these and just send them to you for painting.
well,
but
yeah, like if
we're talking about winning the lottery.
if you're gonna buy that anyway, you know, why not save some time? If I'm reading The White Dwarf and I want a Tau army and they have a Tau one-click collection, and I want that one, and I'm going to be spending about that much anyway, you know, sure, do it. Why not? You know, if you're going to be spending that much money anyway, but don't buy it thinking that you're getting a good deal. And I think that's... Anyone else want to say anything else on this kind of topic here? No?
Dick.
And I think that
like next week we really will be here without Sam.
he's definitely pushing my buttons this week.
Well, everyone just says everything, and then I'm like, well, that's what I was going to say, and I'll just be repeating it again. So,
And the moment you start speaking,
yeah.
I talk over you.
yeah, like...
And I'm
yeah,
sorry, I really
I
don't mean to do that so
Okay,
much.
well, Savage, because you didn't get to say anything, you get to do the hammer noise.
I don't want to do the hammer noise.
Good
It's
enough.
not a win situation for me. Alright, here's the hammer noise. Toxic's a faggot.
Good enough. Okay. I'll make do with that. So moving on to our next topic here is the lab, and this is going to be a joint lab and unit of the week, because whoever kind of we agree who wins here will also be counted as a unit of the week. We're doing Abaddon, versus Logan Grimnar. Both incredibly expensive HQs. I think what we're looking at 275 for Logan and 260, 265 for Abaddon.
265, yeah.
Yeah, they dropped him from 275.
And so these, like that is a crazy amount of points to be throwing down on an HQ. Where do we start here? You guys are both Chaos players. Who wants to start talking about Abaddon first?
I think Savage should take the floor.
Savage, your turn to say something. Don't fuck it up.
Start. Now I'm puzzled because okay,
You want me to
he's
go
like
first?
the head. No. I just had something. Don't butt in, all right? let me weasel my
then
way through
speak.
this. Abaddon is the leader of Black Legion, leader of like Chaos. He's like the new War Master who took over after Horus, and he's got the talent of Horus, which is Horus's actual lightning claw gauntlet, and some weird pronunciation blade, which is a demon weapon essentially. So, and he has all these crazy special rules. He's got all the marks of chaos given to him. He's just like, I've used him a couple of times, and he's just insane in like close combat. Like, throw him in a Land Raider, and he'll just shred people around him.
What's his weakness?
What's his weakness?
Mm-hmm.
Celery.
Yes, celery. He
Would
does
you
not
say
like
his,
it.
I would say his weakness is his demon weapon. Do
Yeah.
they still have that roll that, like, if you roll a 1, he kills him? Well, he hurts himself.
I can't really
'Cause
remember. I haven't looked at
remember
it.
in the 4th edition codex, like in the previous codex, like that was his weakness. You remember that kid at Broad Beach? Like, he would always roll 1 on Abaddon, and he would just get so mad. And, like, broke his classes at one time.
He was like Abaddon's #1 fanboy. Like,
Yeah.
if Abaddon had a dick, his lips would be around it.
Well, you just I'm not going to go there, but yeah. So on the other hand, we have a Logan Grimnar, the High King of Fenris, and the basically the chapter master of the Space Wolves. And he's got the Axe of Mokai, which is an axe that he can either swing two-handed, which basically is a power fist, and he can swing it one-handed, which turns it into basically a power weapon. I'm not entirely sure. I think they might have FAQ'd it that it was a power axe that went at initiative. I'm not entirely sure. I should probably check that out. Usually I just go with two-handed, but he can also split the attack, so he has like 6 attacks base or 5 attacks base plus 1 for charging, and he can split it so he strikes at different initiative stages, which is pretty awesome. He's also got a Storm Bolter, but I don't even really use it because it's all about close combat. He has Eternal Warrior. He doesn't have Fearless, but he does have Stubborn. And he's just he's a tanky character that he can survive in close combat. He can deal a lot of damage, but I feel like where his strengths are is in buffing units around him. He has an 18-inch range where once per turn, anyone in that 18 inches gets +1 attack for that turn. Every turn he can give the unit that he's with Tank Hunters, Fearless, Preferred Enemy, Relentless. I think there might be one more, so you can give them one of each of those special rules. So Preferred Enemy helps in shooting as well now, so re-rolling ones. Tank Hunters helps kill tanks, obviously. Relentless, put him in with some long fangs, and he can make moving heavy weapons basically. What was the other one I said? Fearless, probably one that you're not going to use too much, but it's handy just in case you need it. Stubborn is pretty amazing. You don't minus your leadership, so he's definitely just a great. He's good in combat. Probably not as good as Abaddon. Abaddon probably hasn't beaten in combat, but as a good just buff character, he can basically be put with any unit in the Codex and he can buff them out. Another thing that we forgot to mention on both of them is that Logan Grimnar can unlocks Wolfguard as troops, and Abaddon unlocks Chosen as troops. I think we kind of mentioned this before, but I believe that Wolfguard are the better option because they can be, Terminators, they can be powered armor, they can basically take any war gear in the Space Wolf, Codex. Seb Savage, would you agree with me there, or was one of you going to say Chosen is better?
No, I would definitely agree with you. Chosen just made me sad and made me spend points for nothing, to be honest, in my experience.
So,
yeah.
Seb, any words? Go.
Well,
no, you go.
I was just going to say that Chosen, they're good, but they're kind of a point sink at the same time, because you need to just drown them with points to make them any more worthwhile than just your normal Chaos Marines, really.
I don't see the reason between having them between normal Chaos Space Marines and Terminators. I find it odd.
Seb, do you have any words on Abaddon himself?
We would just purely on paper, his weapon skill, toughness, wounds, initiative are all one above Grimnar, although he's got one less attack. I know we're all supposed to love Abby being the Chaos guys that we are, but I'm gonna say just purely fluff wise, I think Logan Grimmar's got a more exciting story, being old and just epic and wonderful, whereas Abby he just comes and fails and goes home, and it's sad. And everyone, even all the other Chaos guys hate the Black Legion and hate Abaddon to a certain extent. It's especially I'm just reading the Night Lord books at the moment, and everyone's just we want to do our own thing. Fuck Black Legion. Yay, Black Crusades are quite epic, and we like that, but no. Oh, and also Abaddon being a champion of Chaos, that is one annoying thing. A champion of Chaos is one of those rules that just really pisses me off. I'd rather he getting involved in the melee with everyone else rather than having to single out someone.
Mm-hmm. See, I haven't really had that problem with him too much, though. Most of the things that have come up in close combat don't have a character for him to challenge. Okay. So it sounds bad, but the majority of games I've had, I haven't really needed to use. I haven't really had to use that too much.
Mm-hmm. Abaddon obviously has Eternal Warrior, I'm assuming.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've both got Eternal Warrior.
And he is fearless.
Yeah. So it's kind of a difficult thing to say who's going to win in close combat. You would assume probably Abaddon, just because he's got a couple more stats that are better. Although Grimnar always attacks. He always strikes to hit on a 3s because of his wolf tooth necklace, I believe, and he also has a wolf tail talisman, which if he gets targeted by a psychic power, I think he nullifies it on a 4-up. So that's and he has counterattack. So if he gets charged, he can get his charge. He gets his charge attack off on his leadership, which is pretty amazing. So yeah. So I mean, anyone want to say anything on either character before we start throwing our votes in?
Just going back to. Oh.
No, I'm talking about Savage again. Savage, go.
Okay. Just going back to what Seb said about Abaddon. Seb. It's time to Seb. What he said about the fluff and Abaddon being not as interesting because he always fails. But then you have to think of it game-wise. If Abaddon succeeded in a crusade, then there wouldn't be 40k. Really?
Yeah. Oh, no, it was I do appreciate that. He even turns around and says it when Talos calls him on the shit in the Night Lord's book. He's like, well, who's to say I'm not crippling stuff that I want to cripple and then fucking off back to the warp? I do understand that, but I just thought the Grimnar, the Great Wolf, was a more fun story.
Yeah, it is though,
but
really.
I mean, in saying that, it's I know, Fox says it a lot, that Space Marines always win, and and such. But and like the majority of the time they do. But you get guys like her on Blackheart that steals a Space Wolf cruiser or whatever the ship's called, and you do get those wins every now and then. But like Abaddon, he really doesn't have much. Like I know like what Savage was saying, his goals are bigger than anyone else's, and if he did actually do it, I mean, it might not be the end of the 40k universe or whatever, but Katie is probably gone, and
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm biased in the fluff, obviously, as a Space Wolf player. I like Logan Grimnar. I think Abaddon does have the short end of the stick there, but strictly game mechanics wise, I still think I'm gonna have to throw my vote in with Logan Grimnar just for the buffs that he can do. You can throw him in with long fangs and he's still gonna be good. You can throw him in with a melee unit, a shooting unit, he's still gonna be good and still gonna just be a force multiplier for that unit. And I just don't see that with Abaddon. Like you can't really if you throw him in with Havocs, is he really gonna be adding anything to that squad apart from making them a little bit tougher in close combat if they get assaulted? Probably not. So that's why I'm throwing my vote in with Logan. Just he's great in close combat, and he also is an exceptional buffing force multiplier unit.
But then, if you go back to the fluff with that, it's like Abaddon and Chaos is all about yourself. So why would he be buffing other people? Whereas
I'm not arguing the fluff.
Yeah.
It's just
no.
We're talking like game mechanics here. That's why I'm going to throw it in.
Yeah,
but
like
taking both those points, sorry.
No, go. I was done.
No, I was talking over again. I'm so sorry.
Fucking hell, Seb, you jerk.
We need like a buzzer system.
Oh, right. I'm just going to talk anyway. Sod it. Right, you can go.
Yeah.
I
said go.
Abaddon is buffing. He's giving 12 inches of preferred Space Marines. I could have rephrased that.
Preferred enemy Space Marines.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like but most Chaos guys can get that anyway. You can give them Veterans of the Long War, and they get preferred enemy Space Marines anyway. So you're saving maybe like 10, 20 points.
But if you're getting such an expensive HQ as Abaddon, you don't really want to be spending Veterans of the Long War on everyone else. Although, as you did point out, if they're going to be with Abaddon, they probably should all have it, because to be fluffy, they should all have it.
But I mean, Logan's giving only a squad, but he gives him preferred enemy everything. Or tank hunter, or Fearless, or all that stuff. I mean, Fearless isn't a big one because Abaddon's going to give his unit Fearless too, just by being Fearless himself. But again, that's just my vote, so you guys have to make an opinion on your vote too. And Savage, I think we know what you're going to go, but but give us a little thing why, and not just because you're like, well, I'm a Chaos player, so I pick Abaddon.
Because Space Wolves suck. No. Well, I don't know. I used Grimace like ages ago when I had Space Wolves for a little bit. But I don't know, just with the new codex and everything, Abaddon to me seems a lot more worth it. Like he gets his Warlord trait already given to him and stuff, which is a little bit of a bonus considering the codex, that the rulebook ones are pretty average. So I don't know. And because he wears the Talon of Horus, it's pretty badass.
Okay. So, Seb, comes down to you. Chaos player.
Yeah, bro, I'm going to stick with what I originally voted, and that is, Grimnar wins the fluff for me, but overall and board-wise and rules, I can't, I'm trying, the buffs nearly brought me back to Grimnar, but Abby D is probably...
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm going.
I think in most cases...
No one likes you, Space Wolf.
I think in most cases people are going to pick Abaddon because it's Abaddon, and he's a kick-ass assault character. But again, going back to like my thing is that I just find that if I'm paying that much for an HQ, I don't want him just to be a good assault character. I want him to do something else too, and giving me the Wolfguard troops and giving me all those buffs. But I guess we'll need to do this conversation again when the Space Wolf 6th edition Codex comes out, and because we are looking at a 6th edition character against a 5th edition character as well.
Yeah,
so I think a little bit will change there. I think Grimnar's price will go down. Also, I would like to see one of you guys take Abaddon and for me to take Grimnar, just to see what actually happens if they do get into a fight, because that could be very interesting.
I'm going to say now that if we were going old Abaddon versus Grimace, I would definitely go Grimace. But the newer one just gives him that little bit extra to make him more worthwhile. Like, I never even thought twice in the old Codex about taking Abaddon. I just ignored him.
He's definitely a scary guy. So...
Yeah.
I look forward to trying out my Horus Abaddon.
So, unit of the week goes to Abaddon. Congratulations, Abaddon. You won something for a change. if we're going by models, I think they both need new models. I think Abaddon probably has the slightly worse model just because he seems a little small to me. I know those pictures weren't to scale, but even then he kind of seems a little like short in his Terminator armor.
And how old is that model?
It's pretty old, I think. I don't know.
They are both bad, but yeah. So.
I think Grimace's pose is a bit better. Like, he's more posable-ish, whereas Abaddon's all stiff. I'd rather take
Abaddon
the Forge World.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. But yeah. So before we move on, because we're at hour 16 here. Savage, you're the more veteran Chaos player. Just for unit of the week, one method of using Abaddon. Although I just want to throw in my shots here that there's really only one method for using Abaddon, and that's you get him into close combat.
Yeah. No. But if you want to be a real dick about it, you put him in a Land Raider, and then you take Khan, and you put them both in the Land Raider together.
You told us this when we did a Khan unit of the week.
Yeah, it's a winning combo. Like, they're both insane melee characters. Chuck a couple like plain Terminators in there with, like, I don't know, power weapons, power fist, whatever, and it's a shit ton expensive though. But if you do it in like 1,500, 2,000 point games.
See, I know that Grimnar didn't win, but I thought I would just throw this one out there. In 5th edition, I played this Grimnar in some long fangs with 4 multi-melters. Give them relentless, put them in a drop pod down, get out of the drop pod relentless, fire your multi-melters in the back of tanks, but you can split the squad up because long fangs can split fire, so you go 2 multi-melters at one tank and 2 multi-melters at another tank, and that's what yeah, I don't know if it can still be done, but
I think it really comes down to whether you play Chaos or whether you play Imperium, really, because it's going to be biased either way, I feel.
I think it's like you're either getting the the real hardcore close combat guy, or you're getting a close combat guy that buffs. And I do have to say, I did like playing him, because usually I go for a cheap Librarian, or in Space Wolf's case, you go the Rune Priest, and that they're only 100 points, which I love, but they're very weak in close combat, and they don't have an invulnerable save, and you just know when you're in close combat he's probably going to die. But I really felt powerful with Logan Grimnar. I felt like I could take on anyone, and I just wanted to just kill stuff with him, and it made the game more fun with me. I really did enjoy playing with this model. So it's
yeah, I'd say if you're considering taking either one of these guys, though, you need to play over 1,000 points, because
Definitely.
otherwise, otherwise they're just not worth it. Because you play like 1,000 points or under, it's like over a quarter of your army just gone in one HQ.
Just Abaddon and just a handful of cultists for a 500-point
Well,
game.
I
There you
used
go.
to- in the infamous list that I made that Kid P.A.'s pants. It was 1,000 points, and I had Logan and just like 8 Terminators in drop pods, and that was 1,000 points. It was like not even 10 Marines. But
That's a true space marine list there.
yeah. Well, Logan Grimnar's whole thing is his whole thing is that he would rather have a small numbered army of true heroes than like massed infantry, and that's like his thing is that he fights with heroes. That's kind of his whole thing. But anyway, we're kind of dragging on here. So anyone want to say anything, Seb?
I really quickly wanted before we left Unit of the Week. I just because like we're talking about cool models and stuff, and I just wanted to just thank one of my weekly and show off my counter-house conversion Brass Scorpion Defiler thingy, and just say it's awesome. Like, yeah, that was it. We can move on. I know we're pushed for time.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I still got to disassemble my desk and pack my computer up and leave in an hour and a half. So
that's fair enough.
So
well,
plenty
I'll
of time,
disintegrate
plenty of
then.
time.
So we got a hobby tip, which is one that I kind of thought of, which I know we give kind of the most useless hobby tips on this show, but this is kind of an interesting one because I know like it's something that actually happened a lot when me and Savage would go between each other's houses and stuff like that. And it's when you're like, it's just transporting your army. Obviously, you need good cases and stuff. But how are you going to transport them? You need to get a car with some room. I know. So that's honestly my thing. Is make sure when if you transport your Warhammer a lot and you're going to buy a car, make sure you have room to put your stuff in.
This is exactly like the same reasoning behind Games Workshop's one-click collection. It's like we call it a tip, but it's more of like a suggestion, or like
a tip is a suggestion, basically.
An idea.
No,
yeah, but tips are
I'm
usually
super
good.
Serious. I had my Falcon, and it had a huge trunk. I had a huge back seat. I could fit a lot of Warhammer in here. Now I've got a Honda Civic, and it doesn't have as much room. I mean, I
love that you are sticking to this point with as much seriousness as you can muster. I'm loving it.
No, it is true though. It is true. Like, I had a BMW which was a bit smaller in the boot and in the back seat, and it was a little bit difficult.
I'm super serious. I mean, when you put as much time and money into this hobby as like Savage and I have, this is stuff that you seriously have to think about. It's like.
Well,
If this is gonna be like your big hobby, like this is what all like your non-essential money is gonna go to. I mean, come on, you gotta wanna like.
Well, like think about when I got my I bought a Jeep Patriot, and when we used to go to Games Workshop in that, me and you would load up the back. You'd have your double case. I have my two.
Just tons of room.
And then like other boxes of tanks and. Then like rule books and codexes.
You could just like drop me off in front of the store, and I could just easily like whip it all out and just go into the store while you go to park, and it was brilliant. And if that's a lifestyle, I'm serious. That's a tip. Is just think about this stuff, because like if you do, if you do get something, because I'm not gonna get like some fancy sports car because I'm never gonna fit my Warhammer in there.
But yeah, Nick, I can give you that. So our tip for the week is everyone go and buy as many one-click collections you can get, then buy yourself a Hummer or a limousine or some kind of huge Land Raider monstrosity so you can fit it all in.
Hey, well, I had in my Falcon, right? I had all my Warhammer in the like trunk, and then I crashed, and then I went 180 like spun out down the highway and crashed the trunk into the center guardrail. And I couldn't use the trunk anymore because it was out of alignment and it wouldn't close. I had to just tie it up and just not use it. So, but because my car was big enough, I could still put all my stuff in the back seat. So, if I had a car that was smaller, and we reached our 4-hour limit on Skype. So there you go. No more video for you guys. Just me. So with that, I think we'll go into the.
It's me, Mario.
We'll leave it with that with Star Trek Seb and Luigi.
Sarah's now
Savage.
famous.
So there we go. So thanks for watching, guys. It's been a great episode. It's been good to just finally like relax and kind of not have to rush, even though I am still rushing a little bit. Eventually we'll get sorted out. But like we say at the end of every episode, these videos are free. Dice Troop is non-profit. We do, however, have a donation button on our blog, and if you feel inclined to donate, much appreciated. And for the people that already have, we just want to say thank you. It's amazing that people are actually willing to do that for these videos. So yeah. Anyone want to say anything before we go? Seb, you got anything coming up this week?
Thursday will be Lawkeepers with Brett and Fox, and they're going to be looking at an intro to Warhammer Fantasy for lore and fluff and stuff.
Okay, and Savage, you are doing.
We're doing what?
What are you doing apart from?
We have a new show.
In a vacuum cleaner.
Hey, we have a new show. Me and Toxic.
Yeah, we have a new show called L2D.
It's a secret. You have to guess.
Not L to D. I was thinking like
no, it's T
to D. Because
Yeah,
I'm still
T2D.
thinking about in that picture that was drawn for it, why you have an L on your hat. But
Oh yeah.
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 But yeah, it's not really a secret. I've been talking about it before.
Yeah, but shh, it's still a secret.
But yeah.
Anyway, keep an eye out for that. That will be coming out whenever we get time, because Toxic's moving and whatnot.
Yeah. So yeah. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys later.
Taddy bye.
Peace out.
So I'm gonna quickly upload this before I pack my computer away and just think about that.
I gotta take a piss.
Like, see, you've got Skype Premium. I've got Skype Premium. Why is there only a 4-hour limit?
I don't know.
Because I don't have Skype Premium.
No, it's always been like that.